Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Timeless 20% Vitamin C Serum, which contains 20% of ascorbic acid, which is the pure form of vitamin C. It contains a bit of ferulic acid, which is a great antioxidant and helps to stabilize the entire formulation. And lastly, a bit of vitamin E, which has some protective benefits against UV rays. But it also helps to make sure that the vitamin C stays active for much longer because it oxidizes fairly quickly. Now overall, this is a great formulation that can help you to improve an uneven skin tone, improve dullness to give you back some radiance, and has some anti-aging benefits to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And you can use this serum daily in the morning and or evening. So you can use it once or twice per day, daily, depending on the rest of your skincare routine. Now, theoretically, this serum is great for all skin types because it only focuses on specific skin concerns. But I do want to emphasize that because it contains 20% of ascorbic acid and due to the overall formulation, if you have sensitive skin, this is likely to cause stinging and burning on the skin, so please be aware of it. If you are thinking of getting it and you know that you have sensitive skin, I recommend not going with that specific formulation. I recommend looking into a vitamin C derivative instead, such as, for example, ascorbic glucoside. And so then the likelihood of experiencing irritation is reduced. Now, when looking into a skincare routine on how you can set it up, I have prepared for you a morning as well as evening skincare routine based on the order of application, which usually works well. However, I do want to give you my personal opinion about this as well because the formulation is quite thin. It's like water. And therefore, you may need to do certain adjustments so it feels comfortable on the skin. So there isn't really, in that specific case, like a right or wrong. It's more about what else do you use, what's the texture of it, what's the feel of it, and based on that, you're going to adjust it. So let me break it down at first, and then later on, we are moving on to the entire application. So the general rule on how you're going to set up your skincare routine would be for the morning skincare routine, starting off with your cleanser that's working well for your skin type and needs. Then if you have an hydrating and soothing toner, use that one after your cleansing step, and then you would follow on with serums and treatments. Now this is where it can also be helpful to do it the other way around, where you're going to use the vitamin C at first and then your toner, which mainly depends on the texture of your toner and how it feels on the skin. So with the two examples that I have picked based on the toners, like the Centella water-based toner is a great, very thin-like texture toner where the order of application in that specific case won't matter because they feel like water, so you can use either one of them at first. However, with the rice toner, as an example, that one is a bit thicker and richer in texture, and also when applying it to the skin, it feels best to use it after you have applied your vitamin C serum. So please keep in mind to see what feels the best, and then based on that, you're going to change the order of application. And then once you're done with your toner and or serum step, then you're moving on to protection. This can either be a moisturizer that already contains SPF or regular sunscreen. So protecting the skin during daytime when being exposed to the sun is really important, specifically when working with the vitamin C, since it can oxidize quite quickly. Therefore, make sure to protect it well. And this would be then an overall guide on what it should look like, but also how you can adjust it. Now, when it comes to the evening skincare routine, the setup can look pretty much the same. So all what you then need to keep in mind is, again, the order of application, what feels best on the skin. And instead of you working with a sunscreen or moisturizer with SPF, you're going to replace it with an oil and or moisturizer if you should feel the need, and how you usually finish off your evening skincare routine. But I do want to emphasize that if your regular cleanser cannot properly take off your sunscreen and or makeup that you have worn throughout the day, please make sure to do a double cleanse. So either at first micellar water, then your regular cleanser, or an oil or balm cleanser, and then follow with your regular cleanser to make sure that everything comes properly off the skin before moving on to the toner and or serum and then oil and or moisturizer, so that you are making sure that everything comes properly off before applying leave-on skincare products. Now this would be the setup of an AM and or PM skincare routine. Now there are certain, not really conflicts that you would apply, but because it is a 20% vitamin C serum, there are certain combinations that can lead to more sensitivity. And so first of all, this would be leave-on exfoliating acids. So I recommend not using them in the same routine because it really can irritate the skin, leads to stinging and burning, and maybe also kind of compromises your skin barrier depending on how often often you would do this. And so therefore my best advice would be keep them separate. Use your vitamin C in the morning, your exfoliant in the evening. Same would apply with strong exfoliating acid masks. Please do not use the vitamin C serum after a strong exfoliating acid mask. Keep them separate. And lastly, it also would count for retinols or retinoids in general. This can easily lead to irritation. Keep your retinol or retinoid in the evening and use your vitamin C in the morning. They can be used like on the same day, but just do not use them in the same routine. And then there you have it. This is how you can reduce the likelihood of experiencing irritation and sensitivity in general. So this would be it for my morning as well as evening skincare routine, as well as what you should avoid. If you want to go over those PowerPoint slides in your own time again, and you want to know more about the additional information such as a sunscreen guide, more tips about the cleansing step, as well as see what products I have picked so that you may also get an idea of what you can choose if you haven't like worked with a toner or maybe certain moisturizers or oil instead, well then you will find everything in the description box down below. You just need to click on the link and you can even download them. Now I want to keep my focus on the entire application, and so I'm going to keep my focus on the cleansing step, then the vitamin C, and then the oil and or moisturizer. I'm going to leave out the toning step because first of all you do not have to include it, and second of all the order of application can change. So therefore this is like totally up to you. Try it out at home and then see what works the best for you. So when it comes to the cleansing step, I'm going to go with a gentle cleanser. I prefer to use Cetaphil's Daily Facial Cleanser. It's great for combination to oily skin. This is just purely one example. If you have a different one, replace it. Just make sure to read on the back of the packaging on how you should use your cleanser. Now in this specific case, it is advised to apply the cleanser on wet skin. So at first I'm going to wash my face with water, lukewarm water to warm water. Then I'm going to use a bit of the cleanser, massaging it all over my face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'm going to rinse it off. In between, specifically if you're trying to remove the cleanser above the sink and or your sunscreen as well as makeup, use a soft and fresh washcloth in between. This can really help you to get everything off so that there's no residue left. You can wash your face above the sink or in the shower, either way is fine, and then after that you would continue with your usual skincare routine. So let's go ahead and do this. So now go ahead and take a fresh towel and pat the skin dry. So once you're done with your cleansing step, you have pat the skin dry, you can immediately move on to the next step. Now the next step can be your hydrating and soothing toner, and then follow on with your vitamin C serum or do it the other way around. See what feels and works the best for you. But you can also just use the vitamin C serum on its own, and this is something that I prefer to do based on the texture. It feels just the best when I'm using it on its own, because when I'm using it along with other treatments or maybe with my toner, it can become smeary quite quickly and it feels like it's not really properly absorbing into the skin. So keep this in mind when trying out the different combinations. So this serum comes with a pump. However, before you're going to dispense some product on the palm of your hand, please do not forget to give it a good shake. Then use between 1 to 2 pumps for your face and neck. I recommend not using more than that because then it can become quite smeary. It may not properly absorb into the skin, and then when layering other products afterwards, it also may cause like some issues that it does not layer nicely, or it may also lead to irritation. Now when doing the application, please do not use it on top of your eyelids. Please do not get it into your eyes. Please do not get it too close to the lower lash line, so everywhere where it still can get into your eyes. And please do not get it into your mouth. If that's the case, rinse it with water. So it has a very water-like texture. It's similar to a toner texture, so therefore do not overdo it. Then rub your hands together and then evenly blend it all over. So once you have applied it all over your face and neck, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now you may come across a bit of a tingling sensation. If that's the case, well then do not worry about it. This is if you're being new to such a high percentage, or maybe the formulation itself, your skin will get used to it when using it more often. However, the serum itself should not sting or burn on the skin, and if you see a bit of redness, it should also disappear quite quickly. This can be due to the pressure or because of the vitamin C serum itself. But if the redness stays on there on your skin and it does not get less during the time, well then it may also be too strong for your skin, and again it's a sign of irritation. So please keep this in mind. Now, if this is going to be your evening skincare routine, you just can use the vitamin C serum on its own. You do not have to follow with anything else afterwards. However, during daytime, still what's important to do is follow with a moisturizer that already contains SPF or regular sunscreen to protect the skin during daytime. Now I'm going to keep my focus on evening skincare routine. I have an oil as well as a moisturizer right here. You can also just follow with one of them afterwards if you should feel the need, or maybe mix your oil with your moisturizer. That's completely fine as well. I just want to keep my focus on the oil, and so I'm going to use the ordinary bee oil. That's one that I personally really like. And when working with an oil just on its own, use between 4 to 6 drops depending on the texture of the oil and how it blends, but please again do not overdo it. When you're using a moisturizer, use about a bean size amount and then apply it all over your face and neck. And then apply it evenly all over on top of your vitamin C serum. So once you're done with the application of your oil and or moisturizer, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. During daytime, when following with sun protection, once you have applied it, there's no need to wash it off. And then this would be an example of how you can use Timeless 20% Vitamin C Serum. Now there's one more important point that I do want to emphasize about the vitamin C, and this is to make sure that it's going to last you longer. You can put it in the fridge. So I keep mine as well in the fridge, and I'm just going to take it out every time I'm using it, so that it's going to last you much longer. And so this would be then the side note specifically towards the vitamin C serum itself. Now I do hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, I have several videos for you on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to link some of them at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!